The wise man Paul Heyman reveals some major details on the Bloodline and says the story is nowhere near finished. Plus, CM Punk calls out a legend for a match at WrestleMania 41, and I'm going to break it all down for you guys coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we got to say round the road for 3,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. We're almost there at the end of the summer, so if you're not subscribed already, you want to help us grow our channel here just a little bit, make sure to go down below and hit that subscribe button to get us closer to that goal. But with that said, let's jump right into the first topic of the video today, which is CM Punk calls out a WWE legend. And this is one I didn't have on my WWE 2024 bingo card, that's for sure. And I know a lot of you guys probably haven't had this as well. But as we've seen over these last couple of days, WWE has had this Fanatics Fest in New York City, and we've got a lot of stuff out of these WWE superstars, and one of these superstars was CM Punk, like I noted earlier. But if we take a look at what he was asked and what he said during the Fanatics Fest, Punk was asked about a potential match with Stone Cold Steve Austin, this time at WrestleMania 41. He said that would be up to Steve. It's not up to me. I think he had a pretty good return, came back, main evented WrestleMania. At this point, his 6 shooters might be buried in the Nevada desert. If he wants to dig them up, I'm your Huckleberry. It should have happened 10 plus years ago, but if he wants to go to sleep, he can call me. And this is just, one of those all-time CM Punk quotes when phrased about a legend or some potential match in the future. He always says, they can, if they want to go to sleep, they can call me up. Love this response from CM Punk, but it has been alluded to that, Stone Cold Steve Austin was supposed to show up at WrestleMania 40, but was asking him for a little much of a too big of a bag for an appearance fee at WrestleMania. So maybe if they want to get a good use out of their money that they're going to spend on Stone Cold Steve Austin coming to WrestleMania 41, getting him in a match against CM Punk would just be an amazing match, an amazing build-up to a match leading up to WrestleMania, in my opinion. I think both of these guys are great wrestlers and both great, on the mic guys, too. So this whole promo build-up and the build-up to this match would be amazing. And I think that just having CM Punk, where since he came back, he was injured. Now he's in that big feud with Drew McIntyre. You want Punk in a big match at WrestleMania 41. He's one of the most over superstars in the company right now. So putting him up against Stone Cold, who is one of the most over superstars of all time, would just be the perfect matchup for these guys. And it could potentially be Stone Cold's last match. I know he is getting up there, but I'm sure the Rattlesnake wants to have one more match before he calls it quits. And I think having a match against CM Punk would just be the way to do it. I think, at that time, 10 plus years ago, Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin should have been a match we've seen, but now, 10 years into the future, hell is froze over, Punk is back in the WWE, so why don't we get to see it? Punk versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 41 would be a fantastic match. A lot of people would be excited for this one, and it's all up to Stone Cold at this point. If he feels fit and he feels fine with his body that he can put himself through another WWE match, I'm sure we will see this if the dollar sign is right for the Rattlesnake, but I'm really excited for this. I'd love to see the build up for this. I think there'd be so much hype. The story would be amazing, and I hope we do get to see this. But pretty interesting information there that I had to share with you guys today. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Paul Heyman says Bloodline is nowhere near finished. And yes, Paul Heyman, I guess this was at Fanatics Fest as well, came out and talked about the Bloodline and said, talked about where the future is going, what he thinks is going to come up next. And I got a number of quotes here from the wise man about this that I had to share with you guys. And the first one here, he says, I got news for you. I don't think we're in the 3rd inning yet. Saying that the Bloodline is nowhere near finished, and saying not even in the 3rd inning out of 9, I mean, he thinks there's lots of story to still go here and lots of stuff to play out here between the Bloodline. And like myself and my co-host Brady, shout out to Brady, couldn't make this video, we're talking about, like, We thought at WrestleMania that was it for the Bloodline, but they found a way to keep this ball rolling, and it just seems like this is one of the major storylines that they're just going to keep going with into the Netflix era and going with in the Paul Levesque era, with so many Samoans and Tongans on the indies. They can do whatever they want with this. This story can keep going and going, and it's definitely going to be an awesome build up here. He also goes on to say, first time, Solo is the first time someone's been a real threat to Roman Reigns' dominance, to Roman Reigns sitting at the head of the table, to Roman Reigns being the top star, to Roman Reigns actually being the tribal chief. How many stories can we tell from this position that we're in now? And that's 100% a great quote from Paul Heyman, because like we said, like we haven't seen someone a big threat to Roman Reigns as, the head of the table, as the tribal chief, as we are now seeing with Solo Sikoa, obviously forming this new bloodline with Jacob Fatu, with Tonga Loa, and these guys are kind of going on their own path right now. Roman Reigns recently returning, ending up, beaten up in the ring on Friday Night Smackdown. There are so many ways that you can go with this story. You can have, Roman Reigns win back the Ulafala necklace, and he's the tribal chief once again. Or you can have Jacob Fatu turn on Solo Sikoa. You can have all this stuff, so much stuff that you can think of and play with here with the Bloodline, which is really going to make it a lot more interesting going forward. I've seen a couple of TikToks from some WWE creators on TikTok. Gotta give a shout out to those guys, because I love watching their videos. They say that the Ulafala necklace is becoming like the WWE Championship. It's being like who's going to wear the Ulafala necklace. That's like the top thing right now in the business, and it for good reason. I mean, this Bloodline story is so great. You have so many people in the company that aren't involved with it anymore. You have so many people outside of the company that want to come in and be involved with it, like Zilla, Fatu, like Leo. You have so many people out there that want to come in and be a part of this, that this can really go in any direction, and it's just amazing, because it isn't boring. It hasn't got boring with all these new spins, with all these new twists. They found a way to keep this interesting and keep it probably the top storyline in the entire WWE today. And we also got another quote from Paul Heyman here, who said, "You don't know what Jimmy Uso's stance on this is. You don't know where Jey Uso stands on this. You don't know if or when the wise man will return," talking in the third person about himself there. He says, "You don't know who else Solo may or not have in his back pocket." Like I mentioned, Zilla, Fatu, Leo, so many other guys on the indies that could be in Solo's back pocket. You don't know what our moves, what Roman Reigns moves, and what my moves, what anybody's moves can be. And that is 100% true, and that's what keeps this so interesting. It's the Bloodline. It's, if you're a part of this, sacred bloodline, you can be involved in this at some point. We got Rikishi, a retired guy who could come back in here if he really needed to as a manager or something like that. We have so many people outside, and like Paul Heyman says here, you don't know what anybody's moves are. You don't know what the company is going to do with the storyline. You don't know what the wise man is going to do once he returns. You don't know what Roman Reigns' next move is, because it's so up in the air, and it could go any way, and it could just shock anybody the way it's going. And he also went on with another quote here that said, "All you know is that Roman Reigns is back. He's back to reclaim the title of tribal chief from Solo, and Solo has so much backup right now," talking obviously about the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu and the Tongans. He said, "I can't imagine someone coming into power into this company and saying, we've told the entire story of the Bloodline. I see someone coming into power and saying, oh my god, look what I get to play with now." And that is 100%, and I think that's what Triple H has kind of found himself into this position, because ultimately it was Vince's original idea, I'm pretty sure. I mean, you can correct me if I'm wrong down below in the comment section, but since Paul Triple H Levesque has taken this role of Chief Content Officer, I mean, he has been playing with this, and having fun with it by bringing new people into the company, new faces into the WWE, and also bringing back old faces like Roman Reigns making a comeback to reclaim his throne. at the head of the table. So there's so much story to tell here, and just saying, like, he just revealing all this stuff and just saying it out loud from a guy who has been involved in the Bloodline is great to hear, because he doesn't see this ending anytime soon, and us WWE fans, us wrestling fans in general, gotta be really excited about this, because there is so many ways this could go. There's so many ways that a lot of people think it's going to go, like myself going into that, big, old versus new Bloodline match, but they could do a whole 180 on that, and, who knows what could happen. I mean, Roman Reigns could join the new Bloodline. That is an option. That is 100% an option, but it is definitely interesting to hear this from Paul Heyman, saying that they're not even they're just getting into the third inning, saying there's lots more story to tell, and it's going to be fun to see moving forward, and I can't wait for it to all pick up. It's picking up now with Roman and facing off these guys. Who's going to have his back? Like Heyman says, where does Jimmy stand on this? Where does Jay stand on this? Where does Sami Zayn stand on this? There's so many ways that this storyline can go, and I'm really excited to see which way it's going. But I want to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comment section. Where do you think this storyline is going with the Bloodline? Love to hear your thoughts on that. What do you think about the CM Punk Stone Cold match? Love to see your thoughts on that down below in the comment section as well. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here, which is comment of the day. And comment of the day is back, and the comment of the day today goes to Troy Banish. Troy says, come on, y'all. I remember when these guys were saying 97% of y'all aren't subscribed. Push that button. Let them get to those 3,000 subs, heading towards 1 million. Shout out to you, Troy. Really appreciate your support down below in the comment section. And Troy, you've been here. You've been an OG here, because, I mean, 97% of you guys were watching way back when. We've got ourselves up to where we are today, and we're so grateful that all you guys keep coming back, watching our content, catching up on what's on the go with the WWE. But huge shout out to you, Troy. Appreciate that comment down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure down below, hit that like button. It helps push these videos out to all the wrestling fans on YouTube. And comment on the video. You might be featured in the next comment of the day, just like our buddy Troy was here today. And like Troy said, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 3,000 before the end of the summer, and we'd really appreciate it if you could get us there. And if you want to check out a video we did the other day, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC. We'll catch you in the next one.